Enter to that Temple Mount, Al-Aqsa, and you can see a beautiful monument. That place belongs to the grandfather of Yasser Arafat, and this is part of the museum of the Muslims here. Sadly, we cannot enter it. Those are the Waqf, the Palestinians, but they're getting the salary from the Jordanian. Their mission is to organize everything here inside that place. But you can see here Israeli policemen, and those two actually shows you the difficulties here. Who owns that place? The Muslims or the Jews or the Israelis? The policemen, the Israeli policemen, they have a few missions. First of all, those people are working with the Orthodox groups to see that they are following the rules. The green one is taking care of the order if something will happen, like throwing stones or most of the policemen here are speaking Arabic, and a lot of them are Muslims or Christians. I'm talking about the Israeli ones. Now the tour is a geopolitical tour. It's not about who owns, what's the meaning of the Temple Mount. I do have other videos of it. I know that at least one of you was so mad at me when I took another video of it, but this is my way to study a lot of things that I'm not sure that I'm expert with it. The tour is part of a long tour that I took about the Temple Mount, only the Temple Mount. Then I want you to know it as well. The basket here is usually for people who is not really modest. Then they can give you something to wear. And even the color of the basket is a problem, because the basket is kind of yellow, which is the symbol color of Hezbollah, from a terror organization from Lebanon. But from time to time, basket, it's only a basket. Many years ago, we had to buy tickets to enter to here. I remember it cost me 15 shekels or 15 liras. Now it's for free, but you cannot enter to the only Muslim sites. The western wall is just behind that wall, and if you want to throw stones on the people who pray there, see where the soldiers are, this is the best place to do that. Then this place is quite difficult for the people who are praying there, and it's happened a lot that the Muslims actually did it. Happily, lately everything is okay. That area is the most important area, or kind of the battle area between the Muslims and the police. And when the police actually had to enter to here because of the brutality of the Muslims, this is the main entrance for them, and they used to push all the Muslims into the Temple Mount. If into the mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque. And if they have no other choice, the Israeli police are entering to the roof of the mosque. Let me show you from where. Right there, from there. And they used to throw some gas grenades into it to stop the riots here. Again, I'm not trying to show you the peaceful part of that area, because that area is a little bit with a lot of tension, and I think the tour guide Eran Tzidkiyahu is talking about it, that if you don't like that kind of video, then don't watch it. Skip to the other videos of mine. I do have more than 20,000 videos. Sorry, that was the box office. I was wrong, it wasn't there. That's where I used to buy the tickets, and I could enter to the museum, which I cannot now. And I could enter to the Al-Aqsa Mosque and even to the Temple Mount, to the Dome of the Rock. We didn't even enter to here, but remember, we're talking about the problems, the tension between Jews and Muslims here. Then here used to sit women, Muslim women, and used to shout at the Jews and the non-Muslims, people who enter, because this is the only entrance to the Temple Mount, to Al-Aqsa, for non-Muslims. The Muslims can enter through every place, but except if you're not a Muslim, you cannot enter through any gate except of that one, the one that we entered through. You can see a little bit of Al-Aqsa, they are cleaning it. Then let me take a video of it. Then I can see a lot of it. In a way, the Muslims actually see that place as a place that the Muslims can meet their enemies, Jews, Christians. Then the women and the men that used to study here, their mission until 2015. The mission was to shout, to disturb the visit in that area. Now it's very rare. It's against the law. It's very rare to see it here. Although I saw it, but actually outside the mosque. Mastabot. It's kind of a mosque. You can see the mihrab facing to Mecca. See another one in here. There's a lot of it. There's another one there. Endless. So many. Why the mosque is here? Why the mosque is not at the most important place? Mainly because Omar, the first Caliph, when he came to here, 7th century, he actually prayed there, facing to Mecca, and his back was to the most important place for the Jews. It's called the Southern Mosque. We used to call it Al-Aqsa, but now the Muslims, as a political issue, calls every place here Al-Aqsa. The structure is actually built on the plateau. The floor is lower than that. You can see the entrance to there. You know it as I think Solomon stable. Wow, it's freezing here. Southern Mosque called Al-Aqsa al-Qadim. Were the first one, the closest one to Mecca. Although Al-Aqsa is there, the meaning of it is the far away mosque from Saudi Arabia. It's the far away mosque, Al-Aqsa. Because it's actually built on top of a plateau and it's not stable, every earthquake, something happened to it, and the last one was at 1927. The next one is usually 100 years. For there, it's going to be every day, maybe now. And it's been destroyed a few times, at least twice. This is a Fatimi mosque. Then you saw the entrance to Al-Aqsa al-Qadim. Let me show it to you again. The facade of the mosque looks like a church. I mean, I can add a Crusader church. Then until today there's debate who built that. Are there the Christians, at least the facade, or it's a Muslim thing? Beneath the mound, a huge water system. You can see the entrance. You can see the view of the bucket holes in a way. Another one. Let's see if you can see something from there. Ramadan is soon. They are preparing Ramadan. You can see that they are cutting some of the branches. They're organizing it, and that's why you can see the car here. They're gonna be soon at Friday morning around 200,000 people. Then you will have lots of toilets, water to organize it, and it's going to be in less than a month from now. Then every electricity work, every cars, you have to ask permission for that. From 1906, 1906, they actually started to do whatever they want. Then it's all about on and off, permit, no permit. The question is, who owns that place? And I know that a lot of you are shouting, Israel. It's okay, but I'm trying to show you different perspective, and please respect it. I know that it's difficult for some of you. We talked about the Crusader facade. You can see the difference between that part and the other one, that maybe that side was the Muslim side and the Crusader just added that part. Sadly, it's very difficult to excavate and to check. The Muslims won't let us do that, and even if they did it, they won't publish that. What is for sure, look at that place. I will go a little bit closer to it. That was a Christian Alps to the east, built by the Christians, mainly the Crusaders. the Muslim, when they came back again, Salahuddin, they of course turned it into part of the mosque, and they call it Zakaria Mosque. Why? Who is Zachariah? I think you know is Zachariah, the father of John the Baptist. That is the Christian. That was the Christian apse. Now it's Zachariah Mosque. The Waqf at the beginning knew that there was a temple here. That's why. But lately, they started to delete the idea of being, of the temple here. Just like the actually Jews, they're trying to delete the history of the importance of Jerusalem for the Muslims. Al-Aqsa wasn't here; it was in Al-Aqsa in Saudi Arabia. Then it's everyone can interpret it in a different way. When they started to talk about the peace process, the status quo that was here before about how to accept, not to accept that temple started to collapse. And today everyone can say whatever they want. For example, you can see that it's an Orthodox family. Orthodox Jews cannot walk by themselves. Not all of the Orthodox, but some of the Orthodox. And you can see that the police is actually walking with them. One of them's got a camera behind it. In 1967, Israel actually occupied Jerusalem and entered to here, and they said immediately, it's a Muslim place. We must find a solution for that, and they gave it back to the Muslims. Before that, they started to measure the place. They started to pray here, and what the Israeli government said, ask is to stop doing things here, Jewish things here, to keep that place for the Muslims, because now they are controlling the place. And actually, what they thought about is about the Muslim world, not of Palestinians. Palestinians were in there as a ruler. It was we occupied that place from the Jordanians. Palestine wasn't a country. The Muslim Palestine wasn't a country until now, actually. Until today, the Jews cannot pray here. Actually, what they are thinking is about Omar that entered to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is not so far away from here, and he said, "Sorry, it's a Christian place. I want to pray here. I will pray outside. That is yours." The Muslims actually see it as an example. It's a Muslim place. Dear Christian, dear Jews, don't pray here. But let me talk about it. The Jews are praying. They found themselves a way to pray. They are not climbing up to here because they are not sure where was the place that they couldn't enter to it, because the Holy of the Holy for the Jews only once a year, and only the high priest could enter to it. Then we believe that the Holy of the Holy was there, and somewhere here was the altar, and the people could walk around it. Then in a way, because they are not sure about the exact spot, they are not doing it. Some of the evangelists believes that the temple wasn't here. Only a few of them was at City of David, and I'm getting response from time to time about it. Then, my dear evangelist, I know that you want to build a temple. I can understand it. It wasn't there. It was here. The entrance, and I was here before 2000. There's a huge temple beneath that floor, and you can see that that floor is totally new. That floor is older. We cannot enter to here. I think that from that group I'm the only one who entered to here. It's huge. It's a huge mosque. Around 10,000 Muslims can pray there, and the sad thing is that the only entrance is from here, and totally not safe. Totally not safe. I mean, if something would happen, and remember, it's a shaky area, it's an earthquake area, then it's not safe. Thanks God, until now nothing happened. Remember, the status quo started to collapse in 1996, and that's where they started to build that area. And in a way, it was built by King Herod. And the idea in Israel, if you are building something, you must excavate before. Sadly, they didn't let Israel excavate. They destroy everything here. But I don't want to say that word. They threw everything here that they excavated here at the Kidron Valley. And what's left for us to do is to excavate that and find so many evidence from the Jewish temple. The floor, as you can understand, it's from 1999, from 2000. You could actually walk from here until the wall, and when Ehud Barak became prime minister after Netanyahu, the Muslims asked him to build another entrance or exit. They wanted it to be safer, and here it is in front of you. You could see here hundreds of trucks here in that holy place. And they started to excavate here. The trucks were of Israeli citizens. A lot of cement, a lot of destruction. Is it a Jewish place or a Muslim place? Who owns that place? This is usually the question until today, I must say. It was a real problem at that time. They actually stopped the work. Arafat and Barak went to King David. Arafat announced that the temple wasn't here, the Jewish temple wasn't here. Barak said that if there's no partner to deal with, then you can understand the problems. And the Temple Mount is part of it, because the Temple Mount is a symbol for the Jews. Temple Mount is for the Muslims, it's a symbol as well. 2000, Mr. Ariel Sharon, came to here, and he came to see what's happening. He was here only for 15 minutes. There was a lot of problems here, a lot of riots here. The Mufti fell because of us, which was a very important issue. I can understand that. A policeman actually threw him by mistake, but still, symbol, it's a symbol. The picture of the Mufti that falls became to be a very important issue. Let me show you again the entrance. You can see that they didn't finish to build, and I think because the Israelis stopped them. Only 2 arches are open, 2 of the 5. Not easy tour, isn't it? I hope that you're not hating me. I'm trying to show you, you don't need to accept it. Oh, you can accept it. You can deal with it. But comments, please, comments of love. And if we're talking about that, if that's the first video of mine, then you must know that I have more than 20,000 videos. Then please subscribe to my channel, and of course you can write whatever you want. Try to be gentle. Hate is something that I trying to avoid, if it's okay by you. This mastaba is from the 80s, 82. And it was built for a memory of 2 refugees camp in Lebanon in 1982. The Christian forces that actually was part of the Israeli troops, they accepted us, and they really hate the Palestinians. They entered those 2 camps and they massacre people. That's a horrible thing. But because they actually helped the Israelis, Israel was shown by the Muslims as the one who did it, by the Muslim world. And the Muslim world see Sabra and Chatila as a horrible thing that Israel did, not the Christians of Lebanon. Then you can see a monument here for it. It was built at 80s. Every structure that you're building in Jerusalem, you must get a permit from the government, from the city hall. They didn't get it. The court, people went to court and said, please destroy that mastaba. But the Palestinians can say, we don't care about Jerusalem as a Jewish place, and as you can see, it's still here. That place is quite neglected. Look at that. Why it's actually broken? Part of the stones that Muslims used to throw on the Israeli policeman was taken from here. It's kind of the backyard of the Temple Mount of Al-Aqsa. That small hill is artificial. Remember when they destroyed the evidence at the lower part, the lower mosque, some of the garbage with all the historical evidence was taken out at the Kidron Valley, but at the end they usually stopped them, and I'm sure that if you will excavate here, you will find a lot of things. In 2017, two policemen were murdered by Muslims here, and government of Israel decided to stop the weapon from entering to here by a kind of a magnometer, kind of when you enter in Israel, they check your bags to see if there are no weapon at all, and the Muslims didn't let the Muslims decided not to enter to here for 2 weeks. Now the law actually tells us that the Jews cannot pray here because they don't want to disturb the Muslims. But the Muslims weren't here. The Jews entered to here, and they actually said, all right, now we can pray. Then here, they started to pray through the temple. The Jews actually believe that when they are praying to here. You can see the down rock, and then it goes straight up to heaven. The Muslims actually believe in the same thing. They actually say that if you're praying here, it's like you prayed 500 prayers in one time. Then until today, a lot of the Jews until today are standing here and praying here a very important prayer. The Wafd cannot enter to here, and for the last 7 years, that's actually what's happening here. And this is the place that a lot of Jews are still praying. Elisha is the religious man here that talks with Iran. I'm trying to understand what they say because we saw a video of him talking about Gaza here while he was here. He actually say that we are now at the entrance to the Jewish temple. You can see the stairs up, and it's called Ma'alot. The arches was the entrance, and the Mishnah, the Talmud oral book, actually mentioned that the people actually came to here. It's called the Hail, and climbing 12 stairs here, reaching the women department, walking another 15 stairs up. That was the altar, and the Holy of the Holy is in front of you. Today it's the Dome of the Rock. that was built 1300 years ago on top of the foundation stone of the Holy of the Holy for the Jews. Then we are here at the entrance of the temple. He said that a Jew when he pray, everywhere in the world, he actually facing to here. Then all the prayers in the word, the Jewish prayers, are actually reaching here and entering to this is the gate for heaven, to the kingdom of heaven. Our enemy calls that the war of today between Hamas, they call it Mabul Al-Aqsa. Then the war is actually about here. I'm talking about the people from Gaza, the Hamas, the terror organization from Gaza. For the Jews, this is the reason to exist. And Uri Greenberg, the one who controls the temple man controls Israel. And it's both way. I mean, the Muslims are praying us and the Jewish religion from here. God actually told us to bring life to the word. The Muslims actually say that they love the death more than life. The Jews is actually believes that their way is to bring peace and love to the world, which is the opposite for the people of Gaza. I just try to translate everything that he said, and he wrote a book about why the Jews must visit the Temple Mount, because some of the Jews, a lot of them are ultra-Orthodox, are not allowed to go there because they are not sure where is the exact spot of the temple. You know that it was here, but not the exact spot, and they cannot touch it. And as you can see, they are praying now. We reach one of the gates, the Mercy Gate, the Golden Gate. There are wooden logs. Let me show it to you. The archaeological believes that the wood is from 3,000 years old from Lebanon. And remember, King Solomon built the temple. I don't know, I cannot see that. It's right there. Right there. It's covered now. Then it actually shows you that the Bible was right. Remember, the wood for the temple from King Solomon time came from Lebanon. Let me show it to you where it is. In 2019. You can see that there are two bookcases, two boxes, two stalls there. One of the Israeli, the other one is by the Waqf, the Muslims police in a way. Let me show you the logs. Here you go. In 2019, Mr. Trump actually said that you can build a synagogue here, just beneath. And that was a very important symbol for it's an alarm for Muslims here. That mosque was closed for so many years, but then the children actually came, destroyed the gate that was here, and they started to use it as a mosque. Now, no status quo, nothing. Remember, the fear was that the Jews might build a synagogue here. The Muslims actually said everything here is a mosque. We didn't build another mosque. It's part of Al-Aqsa. Then Oslo, and here there's a lot of fear from building an area of prayer, because I must tell you that, remember we saw the group praying there, they're praying here too. The fear exists. A few Muslim schools in that area, one of them is Ahmadiyya, which is the first and second stations of the cross, but it's part of the wall. But there's another school here of the Waqfs inside the Temple Mount, and you can see now the children are playing. A lot of the Jews actually, when they are talking about that place as not a holy site, because the Muslims actually don't see it as a Muslim place, because here they're playing football in that holy site. Then it's not holy for the Muslims. I mean, you cannot see football players at the Kaaba. Manarat Babel Asbak, that's the name of the school. It's from the Mamluk time, and restrooms. If you need restrooms, I didn't know that. Very important issue. There is public restrooms. Remember the place that they shoot the policeman? It was there from Bab al-Hutta. And the next video about it with Iran will be about the places around the Temple Mount. I hope that it's not really tough for you, because I think it's a lot of information that a lot of it I'm not sure that I and you remember. I'm studying just like you. There's a school for girls as well here. Two domes here. Kubbat Suleiman is the first one. The Dome of Solomon. For them, it's a prophet. The other one is Kubbat Ashek Nabi. When you have a prophet of Muhammad. Yeah, first one for King Solomon, the other one for the Prophet Muhammad. and the office of the schools for girls is there at the dome of the Nabi, the prophet. It's a very sensitive gate. That's where they killed 2017 the 2 police with a weapon that was here. They entered to the whole place with a weapon. I'm talking about the Muslims. If you look at the entrances, there are you will see the number 1 on it. It's for the Ramadan time that everyone will know. I'm praying now at area 1, area 2, area 3. It's easier to find your friend by that. And we are now climbing up to the area of the Holy of the Holy. It looks like that the Palestinian, it's a Muslim Jews debate is about the Temple Mount, not about Jerusalem, not about Palestine, not about Israel. Judgment scales just before you're heading to heaven after you die. They actually scale your deeds, your right and wrong things that you did. Here is the Antonia, according to the Christians, at least the Catholic. Then that's where Jesus was judged by Pontius Pilate, and according to the Muslims, it's a Muslim place, it's a Muslim school. That's why the first and second station of the Muslims is not here. It's not there. It's next to it. Why they build it? The beginning, they maybe built the Dome of the Rock here to be kind of equal. I don't want to say better or more important than the Kaaba itself. The idea is to make around the place that Muhammad ascended into heaven and met God himself. That's how it actually started. I'm talking about the research about why the Muslims built that place and why it's like a memorial place. Then it was kind of a competition to Kaaba, 2 different families, one from Damascus, one from Saudi Arabia. The one who built it, Abdul Malik, wrote a sentence about that place, about the importance of it, and you actually thought that the sentence will be about the night journey of Muhammad to here, to heaven, but surprise, surprise, nothing was mentioned about it when they built that place. Did I see it as the place that Muhammad ascended into heaven? At least at the 7th century? Question mark. The sentence that was written there was about God. God is one. There's nothing else but that God. It's against the Christians in a way, mainly because from here they can see the Dome of the Rock. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Let me show it to you. Then, is it a competition between Christians and Muslims? Let me show it to you. And I must say that it's not so far away from the ascension place of the Christians. And all right, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is right there. Here it is. You can see the Dome of the Rock. Sorry, Church of the Holy Sepulchre. For the Muslims, there's only one reason. Muhammad ascended into heaven from here. It's according to the Surah 17 about the night journey. Then the questions are not by the Muslims. The questions are by the non-Muslims about why they build it here. This is the COO, in a way, of the Temple Mount. He's taking care about how to organize it every day. Maybe in the future we might be the head of the Waqf. Look at those buildings. It's a Crusaders building, and today it's Surat al-Mi'raj, for example. And if you've been with me, then you can understand that it looks exactly like the Ascension Church right there in Jerusalem. If not, look at my videos about the Ascension Chapel. Then for the Christians, it's the Ascension of Jesus, and here it's the Ascension of Muhammad into heaven. In 1969, a fanatic Christian tried to burn down Al-Aqsa. Then from that time, you can see the vehicles, firefighters are there as well. You can see it right there. You can see here the police station. And there were riots here, and they actually made a siege around it. At the end, a lot of Muslims, around 21 Muslims, been killed. Another massacre, according to the Muslims. I must say that there are few things that happen like that, and until today, you can see the the Israeli police station. You can see that the police station is really, look at the doors, really guarded. And on Friday when they're praying, the police is not here. They are leaving that place. Kubbat al-Rah. It's right there. Ooh. The Dome of the Wind, and it was windy now, as you can see. I remember that someone that I was traveling with mentioned that was the area of the Holy for the Jews, but the Jews actually believes that this is the evidence of the Western Wall at the time of King Herod. We see it as that, but you can see that this is from King Herod time, from Second Temple time, part of the Jewish temple. Look at the stone. Until 2000, you could enter. I mean, non-Muslims can enter from different gates. From 2000, it's only from the one that we enter. There's a fence right there, and you can see the Muslim people there. Is that to avoid us from entering or going out from here? Sadly, there is certain houses that non-Muslims can enter through here. You can go out from all their gates. To go in, you can do it only from the one that we used. We went out from the cotton market, but we are going now to drink coffee. Then in that case, it was a pleasure to be with you now in that long and political video. I hope that you're not mad at me. I just try to show you what the both sides are thinking politically. Thank you very much for being with me. See you.